Hello students, in this video we will practice some programs based on mathematical functions in Java. So if we want to find the minimum of two numbers or maximum of two numbers, or to find the cube root of a number, or to find the square root of a number, so for everything we need a mathematical function in Java. Okay, so check the first question. Write a program in Java to find and display the diagonal of a square and taking side of the square as an input. So you have to accept a value from the user, that is side of the square, and also you should know how to find the diagonal of a square using this formula, diagonal equal to root 2 into side of the square. So if you get this variable, you can find the diagonal of a square. Okay. So first you are creating a class name called diagonal, and inside main function statement you are using scanner class, and some variables we are declared here. A variable I am taking it as side of the square, and D is a diagonal of a square. That means the result, what we are finding and storing it in a variable, that variable I am taking it as D. Okay, and next I am asking the user to input the side of a square, so that I am accepting as integer type. That is why I declared A as integer, and I stored it in which variable? A variable. So now I got side of the square in A variable. Now I can start doing this calculation, that is D equal to, how to find the square root of 2 by using mathematical function? Math.sqrt. This is one of the mathematical function in Java. And remember, M should be capital. So math.sqrt. Inside this, the number we have to include into the side. That means A, which is accepted from the user. And finally, I got the result and stored it in D variable. And now I am going to display that variable by using system.out.println. Diagonal of a square is D variable. Whatever value is inside the D variable is displayed here. So check this output. The output will be like this. Enter the side of a square. So user will enter 25. And side of the square is displayed again, and finally we are displaying the output also. That means diagonal of a square here. Diagonal of a square is the value. And second program, write a program in Java to input 3 numbers. So you have to accept how many numbers from the user? 3 numbers, and display the smallest number. So in the question itself they have given a hint. You can use math.min function. So this function is used to find the minimum of the values. So first you are going to create a class name as smallest, and inside main function using the scanner class you are accepting 3 numbers. That is why I am asking user using system.out.println enter 3 numbers. So you can store 3 numbers in these 3 variables, that is A, B, C. And now we are going to find the minimum of first 2 numbers, that means A and B. So how many numbers are there? A, B and C. So first you are taking these 2 values and finding the minimum. So you will get the answer here, and this answer is compared with the third variable, right? So again you are finding the minimum of the this result and C. So for this result I am taking it as D. So next I am going to compare and find the minimum of C and D in this step, and that value is stored in P. Finally I can display the value of P. So that will be the smallest number. Third question. Write a program in Java to calculate and display the side of the cube, taking its volume as an input. Read the question carefully. Here we want volume from the user, and you have to display the side of the cube. So first you should know how to find the volume of a cube. this is the formula, volume equal to A cube. So, but in this question, you have to display the side of the cube. That means this cube root, when it goes to left hand side, you have to find the cube root of volume, right? So that is mentioned here as hint in this question, side of a cube equal to cube root of the volume. So your class name is side. Inside main function statement, scan the class statement, and you are entering the volume of a cube. User is entering the volume. That one is accepting and storing it in which variable? V variable. Now you can start doing the calculation by finding the cube root of this variable, volume. Okay, so this is the mathematical function used to find the cube root of a value. That means math.cbrt, and this calculation you can store in which variable? A new variable called A, and finally you can print it. Next program, write a program in Java to calculate and display the value of this expression. That means 1 by a square plus 1 by b raised to 3 plus 1 by c raised to 4. So remainder is same, every number is 1, and denominator you can see the power is different. Right. So we are using the exponent or power of a value or a number. So you can use a mathematical function called math.power, P-O-W. Okay, so inside that you can give, if it is a square, you can give a comma 2. So how will you give this? You can accept all these values from the user. See this in the question itself, take the value of A, B and C as inputs. So first accept all those values, then start the calculation by 1 divided by math.power. Inside this, if it is a square, you can give a comma 2. If it is b raised to 3, you can give inside b comma 3, like that, c comma 4. Finally, you can display this variable. And the last program, try to do it by yourself. The final velocity of a vehicle can be calculated by using the formula v square equal to u square plus 2as. Hope all of you studied in this physics. So u is the initial velocity, a is the acceleration, and s is the distance covered. So you can accept these three. Okay, initial velocity and acceleration and the distance covered. So these three variables you have to accept from the user, and finally you can find this v, that is final velocity. So if you want to find the v, you can use the square root. That means this square, when it comes to the right hand side, it becomes square root, and inside this you can mention this u square plus 2as. So how can you write this? Using math.sqrt. Inside this, power function will be there. So inside square root function, you can use power function also. So this is the coding of the program, and this is the step. Check whether you are getting this or not. Otherwise, go through this program. If you know all the mathematical functions in Java, or how to find the diagonal of a square, or how to find the minimum, or how to find the velocity. So all these related to mathematics and physics. So you should know all about this. Then you can do all these programs in Java.